The history of Krake, yeah, is like the history of an octopus, because Krake means octopus, you know. Octopus, when it got born, it's small and it gets bigger and bigger and gets out the tentacles to everywhere.
Yeah, my name is Nico Deuster and I run the Krake Festival basically. I started Killer about 6 years ago as a regular club night at Berghain Cantina, and after a time we thought it's time to add something new to the whole thing. At this time I think the Berlin music scene was quite boring. There was the same shit going on everywhere more or less. I mean, of course there were exceptions, but it was quite the same in general, I would say. And so we decided we need to give some new input to the scene, and that's why we started Kill first, and that's why we started the Krake Festival with even more of a focus on experimental music than Kill, which is still quite techno and electro.
There was some years in Berlin where everything went like very similar, and there was just some kind of music, but not this big variety which we all loved so much in the city. And then Krake, Kill and some other people started again to give some alternatives.
We are starting with some very experimental stuff, more listening oriented and more concert-like, so people can dive into the festival with this.
What the hell is going on? How does fire keep strong?
In Krake we played our show Krake, which is a live audio-video performance. And the idea behind Krake is that we, Transforma, we have some kind of developed machinery where we can play images with objects and cameras and lights. And we have some kind of partitur for this show, which is an abstract partitur, and we like to invite different musicians and give them the partitur, and so they can play the partitur and we can play our part, but we don't have a lot of rehearsal. So it's a bit getting back to this freestyle moment, jamming from where we come when we first started in the clubs. At Krake we played together with Nackt or PC. He's the musician behind Warren Suicide, and he put a piano on stage and different synthesizers and sampling tools, and we played this show, which was, I think, 30 minutes. look at the festival scene in Berlin, or at the locations and what kind of shows or art they show, this audiovisual scene is not very big, and it's very nice to have Krake coming up and getting a bit stronger.
For the Wednesday, that's the very important night to us, although it's not the biggest venue, but this is where Killakil started, and this is sort of a home where we, where all our fans, early fans, and the whole crew come, and the whole Killakil and Krake family. This feels like home to us in a way, and we try to put something very special there normally. For this year, we have selected some very experimental artists with strong focus on visuals as well. So then, and this night will develop into something more dance floor like. Still darings, it's still not tech house or straight stuff, but it's gonna turn into a party, and that to me is a typical Killakil or Krake night as well.
Of course, here it's perfect because that's where it all started. Exactly what I want from parties. You know, it's not so much about commercial value or anything like that. It's really more about the music.
The main focus is of course on the weekend. The Friday we have some of the most daring techno acts playing, I would say. Paula Temple, Ancient Methods, Dem Like Stay, etc. That's gonna be at Suicide Circus, which is the venue where we do the most Killakil nights at the moment. That's also very important to us, of course.
I'm Paula Temple.
And I'm Gem the Misfit.
We're going to premiere our AV show, the Hybrid Show, tonight at the Krake Festival. I wanted to collaborate visually, but it's only through a mutual friend of ours who knew my kind of style, knew Gem's style, and said, hey, really think you'd be a good match. And then when I started checking Gem's stuff out, I was like, wow, this is really, really good. I came to Berlin properly last year, and I absolutely love the Berlin music scene. It fuels me, inspires me. It's had quite an effect on my new music actually. But it's more than music, it's just the creative vibe that goes on across all disciplines of creativity. So That's what I like, the collaborativeness that you've got here. There's no real kind of competitiveness, or not that I've come across.
There's so many events every night going on, so the mainstream takes quite a lot already on that scene. So there's a huge demand of doing something which is different. So there is just much more places where you could go and come up with some non-conformal idea and do something more experimental, which wouldn't be possible in some other cities where you only have like 1 or 2 venues which are dealing with that kind of anti-scene at all. So the whole alternative becomes like half of the market around here, and that makes it quite interesting that you can just go on with some kind of crazy idea, something that's not clicking in the beginning, but still like get your crowd and find the places where you would find the crowd as an artist.
For live visual performance, this is a great place because you've got the music industry and you also have a huge arts industry, and it's a really interesting place where they start to mix in Berlin.
It's totally different from any other place. People have the sort of freedom to be able to go out and enjoy themselves. There's no restrictions on anything.
Suicide Circus is a really nice venue, and also I like that they're connecting now with Urban Spree, because that's a really, really good addition, that they're going more into the art direction, because that's also a big part of that scene.
We were trying to finally do what I always wanted to do before, which is include arts of different kinds to the festival. So it's not just music and visual arts, but also performance arts and installation. And this is how this robot fights develop.
Built a couple of different robots with different skills, and we thought it's a very good idea to bring them, to let them fight while a festival like the Krake. I would say the ambient is kind of dystopian environment where machines try to give their best to fight to overwhelm the others.
I'm also pretty much inspired by art, I can say, maybe more than by other music. Also urban art, street art, architecture also, but art in general, modern art, contemporary art, abstract art. So for me it's kind of logical, or for me there's anyway no border between it, because music is an expression of the same feeling. You can express it in dance, in theater, in painting, in whatever, you know. It's music just one way to do it.
So, and usually we play 3 hours, 4 hours, up to 8 hours. Also depends on the mood and if location is good for it. And so usually we don't fit in the classic concert thing because we need time.
Yeah, it builds up. It's more kind of a sound installation. Yes. Like we always try to work with the room. Like if there's huge space, we would spread out a little more. and also we're trying to stretch the timings. So for you as a spectator, it becomes you can follow the process, how an idea comes up, how it's gonna be evolved, and how it's growing to something that can take quite a long time.
So far, so good. Yeah, it's really nice to play with Ed DMX.
We're really trying to set up a festival without the usual procedures of including big business partners who put a lot of money in it to blow it up and make it big. Of course, we need support as well, or we are cooperating with certain people, crews, companies, whatever, but we're really trying to keep the focus on the music and on the content to keep the thing natural and interesting on the long run.
Having promoters that are willing to take risks on smaller artists and then combine that with larger artists so that it sort of feeds through to everyone, so everyone kind of gets an opportunity. It's not just the big guys.
And it's about the music, not about the names, the specific names. It's more about like all names together. This is something which I like.
There's not much to say besides that it's like the best festival we have here, one of the best. I mean, there's Atonal and there's CTM and Kaka. Like, that's the 3 good festivals we have.